Hi everyone, this is Talty and this video is going to be a tutorial / review on Sculpey mold maker. I needed to make a few molds a couple of months ago, so I bought it. It's the best thing I could find here to make molds. If you can find polymer clay in your country, you can probably find this in the same store around the same area. And if you are thinking about buying it, I will give you my review on it and how I found it. It comes in a box kinda like this, and I was surprised that it doesn't have the instructions on the back. Actually, as you can read here, it says that you have to open the box to find the instructions. So I store it in a baggie like I do with all my clay to keep it clean, especially because I have so many cats. It comes in a couple of bricks like this. It's wrapped in plastic, cheap plastic actually, and the instructions are in here. I didn't want to open it, so I looked for the instructions online. I will link to the instructions in Polyform's page. To use it, cut a small piece. It looks like this. This is really soft. It takes very little conditioning. Actually, I think this is the softer clay of them all. The instruction says that you can use this as a clay softener when your clay is too old. Just add a small pinch of it. I haven't tried yet because I have the liquid diluent. But if you don't have, I guess you can try it. So it's extremely soft, so very soft. So now that my clay is well conditioned, I try to make the top surface as flat as possible. I find that makes it easier, so that your figure after molding is not lopsided or crooked or anything. So I don't have anything to take a mold right now, so I will use this coffee bean to show you. Try to make it slightly bigger than what you're molding, and also slightly taller, so that you have some room to have the walls of the mold. So this will be about perfect. And now you will need to cover your molded object with some sort of release so that it doesn't stick to the clay. I like to use some cornstarch in a brush. You can be quite heavy with this. If you don't have cornstarch, some water on a spritz bottle will work just as fine, or some talc also. I also cover the surface of the mold, just to be sure that this won't stick at all. And now just push it down as straight as possible. And I hope you can notice that when I push it down, the object pushed the sides of the mold a little bit. So if you want this to be the exact same size as what you're molding, push the sides in a little bit so that it takes the shape of the object better. Just like that. To remove it, if this has a handle, it's much easier, but if it doesn't, maybe just a pin like this. And since I used the cornstarch, it was removed very easily. Oh, cut here. Yeah. And so you have your mold. I am going to bake this and show you in a minute and compare it with some molds I made months ago. So this is now baked. The best thing about the Sculpey mold maker is that it's quite flexible. Not as flexible as I believe other brands, but I can get other brands here, so this has to do for me. But the biggest problem is that it gets less flexible after a while, I made this a couple of months ago and it's a lot harder. Look how much more difficult it is, while this is really soft and squishy. I checked on Polyform's Facebook for some people that ask this, and they say that you have to bake it for exactly the time and the temperature that says in the box. I did that and it still got a lot harder after a while. I was extremely careful and still the difference is very obvious. Well, I previously made a mold with just some scrap clay. This is not flexible at all, but this is still a lot better. And I also made a piece with a lot of detail. I hope you can tell the detail. This was for my boyfriend. He wanted me to make a mold for him, and this really catches the detail really nicely. It worked pretty well. This was a Warhammer miniature that he wanted to work on. And well, I really don't like using molds because, well, if things are handmade, why would you use a mold? That kind of defeats the purpose of having something that is handmade. But cupcake bases are extremely difficult to do, and I got tired of making them one by one. So I made this couple of molds. I don't know if you can tell, but the one I made on scrap clay is a little bit crooked. It was harder to do, but the one with mold maker is a lot better. The details are quite nice, and this is really easy to do. Just put some cornstarch, put a ball of clay, push it, try to push it hard to get the detail, and just fold it backwards to get the piece of clay out. It's quite easy. It catches a lot of detail, a lot of small details. That's quite nice. But my only complaint is that it gets harder after a while. Look how hard this one is. But it's a good option. It's quite cheap and it's easy to get where I live. I don't know of other places. But well, give me your opinion about it. I hope this was useful. Don't get surprised if your mold gets harder after a while. I really hope Polyform will work on that. I was extremely careful with the time and the temperature, and it still got harder. But well, I hope this was useful. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily tutorials until I complete this 30-day series. And so I will see you later. Bye bye!